There are three important things you have to have before you even start making your documentary. First, you have to have a camera. Make sure it's a digital camera. Make sure it's one of the newer models. Doesn't matter what brand who makes it.
Oh. Hello. I'm Braden Bowe, a local filmmaker that you may have heard of. I've been making films in the Siouxland area for some time now, and I've come to appreciate all of its wonders. But the reason I've brought you here today is I have a very special project to share with you. It's a story of a man that you may have heard of. The Black Knight of Sioux City. Who is this man, you ask? And that is the same question I have attempted to answer. Now, this documentary will start now.
I know who he is.
It's like hunting a wild animal.
Who is the Black Knight?
I'm not really comfortable saying that on camera.
I've brought you here to take you on a journey.
An eyeful for the men and women of the Siouxland area.
Strange, weird events that I can't tell you but can only be shown. Oh! Like all stories, this has a beginning. In a faraway time, when Sioux City was but a village, a wise and powerful explorer searching for a land to rule came upon it. He transformed this village by erecting a mighty castle, and then he declared himself king. But of course, absolute power breeds paranoia, and the king imprisoned his only son for fear of him taking his throne. With help from the villagers, he escaped to the forest, pursued by the king's men. There in a cave, the Black Knight found his destiny. At least that's what a drunk janitor told me at the Castle on the Hill apartments once. I've decided to find out the truth myself. When did you first meet the Black Knight of Sioux City? One of the first interviews I had, because his name seemed to come up with the Black Knight the most, was Casey Kappas. And the guy's an ass. I mean, he's just full of himself. I couldn't get much out of him either. I mean, these people know who he is and they wouldn't tell me. That was a frustrating part of this.
I believe I first met him many years ago. I was a young child. He was a family friend, and at the time he wasn't known as the Black Knight. He was known by his birth given name.
I think this is Grant Hanstein. I've some from the other people I've talked to that he may know the Black Knight. I could tell that he was clearly obsessed with the Black Knight. I mean, not obsessed as I am in like a professional fashion to show the world this story. More of like, you know, someone who's lost a friend and has become very mentally unstable because of it. I'm doing a documentary on the Black Knight of Sioux City, and you know him, don't you?
Really, you're doing a documentary on the Black Knight of Sioux City?
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting because I'm actually looking for him.
What is it that you seek from the wizard, man?
He calls himself the Wizard. Now, it's a strange world that these people live in. They all, like, you know, have their own names and their own personas taken into the medieval fantasy world they live in.
His own family has rejected him. They don't know who he is.
Again, I mean, he's a guy that I knew. He's has some issues right now, but you know, he's working through them in his own way. He stays here when he wants.
he hadn't been to a barber in a year or so, apparently. And I don't think he actually leaves that chair very often that he's actually sitting in. No one will give me any sort of straight answer about the simple questions of what his name is, where he lives, what, you know.
Well, you called me. I mean, I told you on the phone that I wasn't going to go into the specifics.
Every Halloween, he would dress up as a knight. He would have, he'd have like toys of, knights and stuff, and like the Fisher Price castles and stuff. He'd have those, and it would be, we had a fun time. And the medieval thing, I grew out of it because, I mean, come on. Come on.
Don't push me so much. I'm attacking. I know, but this isn't real. Can you please just tell me who the Black Knight is?
No, I'm not going to tell you who. Jesus.
The Black Knight, he's over there. I think we found him! He's running! He's running now! Dear God, yes!